What's happening, troops, and welcome to With Mates Ranked. I'm your host, Craig Andrew Mooney. That's right, we finally have a spin-off show. After much kicking and screaming from myself, the boys finally granted me my own show to have a go with, and I am honoured to be granted our ranking list episodes. Now, if you're a fan of our Sevens podcast, then you're in luck. Hello, it's me. If you weren't a fan of our Sevens podcast, then all I can say is tough titties. You'll have Andrew back next week. But for now, you're all mine. And let me tell you, I run a tight ship. There's a reason why Paul Sturrett is not on this episode. But I can tell you who is here. He is the Ice Man. But he is my baby boon. I want pinch his cheeks. Hi, Joseph. How you doing?
Hi, Craig. How you doing? I'm doing great. Good to be here.
I'm doing well, mate. She is the mastermind behind the With Mates glow up. Everything wonderful that you see before you, all the graphics is down to her. It is Lara, aka at Purple Coffins. How you doing, Lara?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Hello.
And finally, he is the podcast hosting wizard. He is Andath the Grey. It is the one and only Mr. Andrew Grayson. How you doing, Andrew?
No, wait, that's wrong. No, that's wrong as well. Oh, I've got it. That's right, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
That's right.
The thing.
Yeah.
What's it?
What thing?
Pearl and Dean?
Pearl and Dean.
No, what we're talking about?
No, that was Pearl and Dean, mate.
Nah, mate.
Get to the
That was totally
defo.
Pearl and Dean.
We done a wee bit of James Bond, we done a wee bit of X-Men, and then we hit them with Mission Impossible at the end. Hi, Craig. I'm well.
Oh,
Wow.
God. I thought it was safe with Paul not being on the show, but never mind. Andrew's taking on the mantle. No worries.
I don't need to
that's
host
fine.
that. I don't need to. I can be the carnage. I don't need to worry about
Oh
it.
no! It's not professional.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So, for the listeners who have been with us from the get-go, you'll be thinking to yourself, Craig, we've had ranking list episodes before. And to you, I'll say, yes, you are correct, but also pipe down. We are going to be doing a brand new... we are going to be doing a brand new format for our ranking list episodes, and that's why we've got With Mates Ranked. It's a rebrand, it's wonderful. And we have a new way of scoring. So, this time around, all of the people on the panel have already given me their lists. I alone know the final scores. I alone know what is the With Mates Ranked list. And how it works is very simple. I've given 1 point if someone has ranked the film last, and 7 points if they have ranked the film the best, and everything in between. I've totaled all that up, and now it has a full list for us, the official With Mates Ranked list for the Mission Impossible franchise. I can't think of a better franchise to kick this off with. Tom Cruise being a maniac for our entertainment. So, first question to all of you.
Is this on video?
This is on
I
video.
hope it is.
Better
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Like, quick, sort my shirt. Give myself.
I love
It's a
this
pick
bit.
my nose or something.
That's
not a bet. That's not a bet.
But you keep saying it, and I love it.
Are we doing this on video? Is this one on video?
Literally, I'm not, just for watchers and listeners, right? I need to like Lara and Joseph. They're killing the game with the editing. Craig is killing the game with the whole scheduling. I'm just useless, right? Because he's wrote about 12 schedules and it says it all on it. It says when we're recording, it says what we're recording, it says whether it's in video or whether it's in audio. And I just forget. I was just checking in case I picked my nose or something. I don't know.
I'm sure it'll be picked up in the edit if you do pick your nose.
I'll zoom in.
Singles.
Zoom in.
Full screen.
More clips!
Gradual.
More clips!
Well,
Wow.
we have had our most popular video as a result of Andrew being Andrew, and it has been over 1,000 views now on YouTube.
Thank you
It's
very
fantastic.
much, everyone. It's been
Very
For
much.
that one, it is
Oh.
fantastic.
Mathematics, getting maths wrong would be so interesting to so many people.
Amazing.
lovely.
So, we are talking about Mission Impossible, the franchise that has been with us for, I think, probably most of our lives, if we're being honest with ourselves. So, I want to ask my first question before we get into the actual films, without giving away any spoilers or thoughts about what you thought about the films themselves, but where do we sit with the franchise? Was it a thing that we were a fan of growing up? Was it something that was all been there, or have you just literally watched these films for the show? Andrew, I will come to you first.
I first saw Ghost Protocol I had never seen Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3 before we started doing this. And without giving anything away, I'm kind of glad that I didn't when I was younger because I probably wouldn't watch them now. But yeah, I've ever since Ghost Protocol, I've been in.
Okay. Lara?
I had seen, watching through them, because I didn't know which ones I'd seen. I'd seen 1 and 3, and that was it. Before we had to do these. Yeah, that's the only ones I'd seen before we started.
Okay. Also interesting. Again, I know things that the rest of the panel don't know, and things are getting very, very interesting already. And Joseph.
Thank you for asking, Craig. These films started before I was born, so they've always been in my life.
Yeah, I mean, not quite, because I am slightly older than you, but yeah.
Don't talk shit. When were you born?
1996 for Mission Impossible.
I'm 1995.
96.
You were born in
when
96?
I was born in 96, mate.
Yeah, but you were born at the beginning of the year, so you were a baby.
So you were alive when it came out, yes.
You were alive. You just were not watching
Much
Tom Cruise.
like it's always been in my life. I watched the third one first on a plane once, and it was great. And I've seen some of them here and there. And while watching it, some of the films made me think, why haven't I watched these films sooner? Other films made me think,
why am I watching these films?
Why am I watching this now?
Yeah.
Lara, hand me the sharpened spoon so I may take my vision.
And I think we're going to disagree on which part of what category
I'm worried
the
about
films
this.
fall into.
I'm worried about this.
I think, I think
Can
it might
I
get
ask
quite
a question?
contentious. Yeah.
So, do you two know each other's lists, Joseph and Lara?
Yeah. I think we vaguely know each other's lists because we watched them together.
We
but
did.
I think
We
there's
are
been
different.
some rejigging happening.
Just to clear up, we didn't copy each other's homework. We have made different lists with our own opinions.
Yeah.
would
But
expect nothing
there was heavy discussion about certain films.
It was.
During and after watching, and I think one could have been convinced to move higher in the list because of me.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
No,
not trying to, but I just it's
Okay.
arguably
we'll
a
see.
great film.
We'll see.
We'll see.
get to it.
We'll find out. What that is. So my next question to you all, and this is now getting us into the list, is what do you think came last?
Second one
think
has to be. If it's not
No,
the second one,
I
if
think
it's not the
I-
second
No,
one,
no,
this
no,
list
no.
is null and void. If it's
Oh,
not
no.
Mission Impossible 2,
I knew,
Oh, no.
I knew
It
you were
begins
a fool,
already.
Andrew. I knew you
I'm
were a
scared.
fool, but I didn't realise you were the whole
Listen, brother.
circus.
Listen, brother, right? I'm as patriotic as they fucking come, right? And I get that there's a lot of Scottish contingent in that second film, but my God, is that a fucking ass skid mark on the fucking road of Scotland, right? That was awful. Awful.
No,
Yes.
you're wrong.
I'm
You're
not.
fully wrong.
I'm not.
If I say anything, it's gonna give away. It's gonna give away my ranking if I say anything.
I reckon there's going to be a surprising low place because I think it's going to be 3 that's quite low down there.
You've
because
well fucked this list up. I can just picture what you've done. See if 2 is not fucking like a distant last, like
And then
distant.
we're gonna have to have words. Like 2 is not high on my list, but if you think 2 is the worst, something is wrong.
You clearly didn't watch Dead Reckoning, mate.
Yeah. Did you have your eyes closed? Were you asleep?
Let's not give anything else away, guys. Okay, but what I will say is that someone's going to be very happy on this podcast. Someone's going to be very happy. In fact, actually, no. 2 people are going to be very happy on this podcast.
We're gonna have to
fucking
are we
person
having
in
a
particular.
debate?
Could it be?
What one person in particular is not going to be very happy about what has come last, because the film that has come dead last in our Mission Impossible ranking list is, of course, Mission Impossible 2. For fuck's
Thanks,
sake.
fuck.
Fucking idiots,
wrong with
man.
you?
Like,
You're all-
no, it's a
I'm
great
sorry.
film.
Right.
So, hang on. So,
It's gonna be
what's
fine.
going to happen, right? This is how we're going to do it to avoid any arguing, all right, folks? We are going to...
Sure.
Good
We're
Sure.
going to... So, what's going to happen is, I'm just going to very quickly read out the IMDb bio so the listeners can remind themselves as well, because maybe they haven't watched along. Hopefully they have, but if they've not, we'll remind them which one it was. Then, what I want to do is I'm going to go round the panel in order of how much we like the film. So those who like the film the least will talk first, and the person who liked the film the most will talk last.
Wonder who that might be.
So that is what's going to happen. All right, and you can interject. It's okay, but let's let the person have their little moment. And as it's a short kind of thoughts on the film. There is spoilers. It's all good. It's been out for a while. It's fine. So, Mission Impossible 2, directed by, of course, John Woo. Of course, it's John Woo. You can tell it by just he just woo at John Woo. So,
who's in chat for John Woo?
So, IMF agent Ethan Hunt is sent to Sydney to find and destroy a genetically modified disease called Chimera. So, we're going to start with now where people place this. Okay, so it's who placed it last, and that is both myself and Mr. Andrew Grayson. So I will come to Andrew first. Andrew, please tell us why you put Mission Impossible 2 last.
Well, it's fucking dog shit, mate. That's why. It's absolute dog shit. Look, what I'm going to actually say about the franchise as a whole, the casting team gets progressively better, right? The people... Now, again, I realise this. It is a movie of its time, right? It's a fucking early 90s, 2000s movie. Lots of spins, lots of slow-mo, lots of fucking pish, right? I get that. I feel as if the identity of this franchise did not get found until the third movie. This second movie is trying to be James Bond, but an American version of James Bond that just doesn't work. It's like the whole Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious was what it became. This is Fast and Furious and Mission Impossible, very similar trajectories on what they were and to what they became. The is it Thandie Newton?
Yeah.
Woof. Oh, terrible. I don't like being bad about people, but not cast properly. And again, I'm saying this in the sense of, by the time we get to the next one, fantastic casting, and then progress. To me, all the women, as the movies get higher and higher, get better and better, and become my favourite parts of the films. But the first two, especially the second one, the acting's terrible. It's so 90s. And the thing that saddens me is it's not so bad that it's good. It's just in that kind of like, I vocally said out loud while I was watching it, I was going, this is terrible. Like, I'm bored.
Okay.
Now, I get what we will probably get to with Dead Reckoning, right? And I am going to probably agree with what Lara and Joseph are going to say, because I kind of do. But there's nothing in this film that was redeemable. Like, I just did not enjoy anything about 2 at all. Now, again, it's just might be taste. I get that John Woo has done some really good stuff later in life, but this is not it. It's boring. Nothing happens. The shooting as well. So again, we live in a time now where we get to see more gore and more like I didn't see one person get shot. I saw a gun go off, and then I saw the back of somebody's head as they curled on the floor dead. There was nothing, and then there was so many like spin shoots and utter shit, wasn't it? It was fucking dreadful, man.
Right, I'll jump in next because I also put it last on my list as well. I actually disagree with Andrew on one point. I actually think it does fall into the so bad it's good category. I actually really enjoyed how bad it was, and actually I was laughing watching this. It is very much a John Woo film. I don't think it's a Mission Impossible film, and that's why I put it last. I also don't think it's a very good film, but again, I still had a good time watching it. I agree with Andrew about Thandie Newton. She's a fantastic actress, but not right for this. There's been a whole thing about the fact that her and Tom Cruise just didn't quite vibe on set at all, and Tom Cruise is under a lot of pressure on that film and didn't really conduct himself in possibly the best way. But that's all the stuff that's been said. But so I think Andrew's right as well that the casting, and especially I totally agree, the women in these films are my favourite part. They are, in fact, we're going to get to who I think is an absolute fucking badass in these films later on, but they are my favourite part of the film, and it does get better as it goes. Lara, we come to you next, because I don't know if Joseph knows where you put Mission Impossible 2. So this could be an interesting part. So,
I'm on
Lara,
tonight.
you put... Lara put Mission Impossible 2 6th on her list. So, Lara, why did you put it second from bottom?
So first off, the point that you made, Craig, with it being it's an action film, but it's not a Mission Impossible film, and that was my main thing about it. That was the reason that I wanted it so low on the list, because it was ridiculous and over the top, and it was really campy, schlocky action, but it wasn't Mission Impossible, and it was just ridiculous. That's why, and the reason I didn't put it bottom, we will get to later. But it's mostly to do with the film that I did put bottom, so which I've not hidden from you at all. But yeah, it's not a Mission Impossible film, so it goes low, and I have a lot of thoughts about the way that they dealt with Ethan Hunt's character in this film. That's the main reason. I'll just leave it.
Okay, interesting. And to the man who ranked this film third on his list, Joseph Boone. Tell us why.
Craig, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, Craig. Mission Impossible 3 grossed $398 million at box office. Mission Impossible 1, $458 million. Number 2, $546 million at the box office. And
you've literally
quite frankly,
argued against your own fucking point.
What, hey?
just remember some of
3
us have the
made
burden of
less
sex to deal with.
because 2 was shit.
I'm not here to argue why you should join me. I'm here to tell you why you're all wrong, because Mission Impossible 2 is arguably the most fun you can have watching a Mission Impossible film. It's campy, it's ridiculous, it's just full of like sci-fi spy techno babble. It's John Woo, it's spinning, it's doves, there is a motorcycle joust. A motorcycle joust. Brilliant. Utterly brilliant. It's bullshit. It's why people love Fast and Furious. Why can't Mission Impossible be the same?
It's not.
Quite hey, look, Andrew, perfect date idea. Chase the lassie you're dating in a Porsche, almost cause it a crash, smooch her in the front seat as you're hanging off a cliff.
That bit
What
annoyed me
girl would
so
want
much.
that?
I'm like, guys, you're gonna fall off the cliff. Stop kissing. Get out of the car. I think it might be time for
Genuinely,
Andrew's song. So
I really enjoyed the film, and the reason it's so high is because I was ranking them from a point of how much did I enjoy watching this film, and I genuinely enjoyed watching 2 so much.
And that is, I want people to remember that point for me for later. So you're not in the majority, Joseph, about Mission Impossible 2. It is by far ranked the least in terms of both our audience from the With Mates podcast audience, but also in terms of when it actually came out. It got a 57% for critics score on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 42% for audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So it is not regarded
a lot of
as
points on
anywhere
that.
near the best.
Yeah. They also booed Jesus, Craig. So
They did.
sorry.
He
in
also
this
had terrible
scenario,
taste
you-
in Mission Impossible films. You know, famously
you
had
Jesus
terrible
or is
taste in
John
Mission
Woo
Impossible
Jesus?
films.
John Woo is
John,
Jesus.
you is Jesus. Okay, cool. Just making
If it
sure.
means Mission Impossible 2's bottom of this list, I'll fucking boo Jesus as well, right? I know.
There we go.
What did you enjoy?
It's
All of it.
ridiculous.
The
it's so over the
ridiculousness,
top,
the spins.
That
but like
the
in a fun way.
That movie dragged its arse on the floor more than a dog with worms. It was so fucking boring and slow.
It wasn't
Nothing
boring.
happened. Oh, it was so
I'm sorry, are you
boring.
mixing up your movies, Andrew? I think.
No, it was boring as fuck.
All right.
Plus,
Wow.
Dougie Scott as well. Like, again, look, fucking
I-
Scottish actor, I will champion the man as much as I can, but no.
I will say.
No.
No, it's bad. I won't argue that it's not.
I do think
not
it's a
bad.
shame that the production of this film ran on too long which lost Dougarie Scott out on the chance of being the Scottish Wolverine.
Was he supposed to be Wolverine?
That's a fact.
He was supposed to be.
He was original cast. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, for instead of Hugh
He hates
Jackson.
it even more now.
What a fucking bullet we dodged, Trips. What a bullet we dodged.
We all know who the Scottish Wolverine has to be, obviously. Exactly. Exactly.
He's right there.
He's right there.
Right there.
He's right
Kev.
there.
Kev.
That
Big
way,
Kev.
which way?
Big
Listen,
Kev.
don't point. It makes it so hard to edit. Just don't point.
I love the fact that you're so fucking professional that like I done that one time and you flipped my camera and I'm just like
please stop.
just allow me to look like an idiot. That's fine. That's
It's alright, do that
all.
enough on your own. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to disagree. I said fucking 7.
I know. 7.
7.
Speaking of 7, it's
So.
6.
Yes. So yes, exactly. So getting nice segue. Thank you. So we are getting to number 6 on our list now. I was thinking to myself, I can't actually work out whether this is controversial or not, or whether this is our first surprise or not. We'll find out how you react to it. So, for number 6 on our With Mates ranked list for Mission Impossible films, we have the film that came out in 2011, and some say revitalized the whole franchise, and that is Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol.
Nah.
So,
What?
Nah.
so it has come in.
Put it in the
6th
bin.
place. So, I'm going to come round and we're going to start where we left off, because Joseph is the man who agrees with the With Mates rank list, because he also put Ghost Protocol in 6th place. Joseph, please tell us why.
Fucking magnet robot. Load of bollocks.
Oh, you really hated that robot.
I hated that little fucking magnet robot. Stupid thing. Why they're fucking sci-fiing it up to the nth degree with that shit. So the reason I gave it an overall 4.5 out of 10 for me. I thought there was like some good cinematography, music was brilliant, but the main theme was unearned in a lot of places, because that's the moneymaker. The main theme's the moneymaker musically. The tech just became unbelievable for me. The just those, even like the fucking sucker climbing on the side of a building things would have worked with Jeremy Renner going down in that hot tube. Load of bollocks. It was just about half hour too long. The product placement was in your fucking face. However, I do like how Tom Cruise is willing to ruin his little Scientology body for filmmaking.
We're a political podcast. So I'll go next, because I ranked this film, as did Lara, in 5th position on my list. So
It's not healthy for me to be on these fucking episodes. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, because it's like
imagine if Paul
need,
was
like, a
here.
heart monitor.
Imagine if Paul was here.
Okay, I will say Paul would say that 2 is the best. I
feel
could
like
put
he would.
safe money.
there's
on Paul
also a
saying
fucking
that.
reason why he's not on this fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what
You're
I just
on
said.
thin ice, Joe.
So Joseph, you're in luck, because Paul Sturrett has actually sent in his list, which I did not include in the ranking list because of how ridiculous it was.
I bet you I can fucking rhyme it at 2 first, then 1, then probably 3, and then it'll just be the rest were all bad,
We'll
and I
get to
didn't
it.
like any of them.
I didn't
We'll
watch
get
them.
to it. We'll find out later what Paulie Smack thought of Mission Impossible. So I put Ghost Protocol in 5th. For me, it's the weakest of the new films, in my opinion. I was most bored watching that one, in terms of
Yes.
the plot itself. I was probably most bored by that plot. It was the one where I was kind of switching off the most, and for that reason alone, I'm probably putting it there. But also as well, actually, no, again, going back to what Andrew said before, I feel like it hadn't quite found its casting rhythm yet. There's a couple of key components still missing from Ghost Protocol. What are you shaking your head at?
I disagree so badly. I disagree so bad.
Like,
All right,
the key
okay,
elements
we'll get to you.
being a decent plot.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
I just think it's the weakest personally for me, and that's why I couldn't put it any higher on my list. Lara, what about you? You put it 5th as well. What do you think?
I feel like it's not the weakest of the new ones, but it's close.
The more
I think
hints.
I did a lot of I was making notes as we watched it, and one of the things I wrote about was that I didn't enjoy the opening credits because it's like when you put in a DVD and the DVD menu spoils the entire film because it shows you clips from the film. But then I remembered that the original TV show, which Mission Impossible is based on, they did that every episode. They would show you clips from the episode, so you know what's coming. So I was like, well, I can't take points away because it's an homage. But I didn't like the team. I wasn't a big fan of the woman, Jane.
Yeah.
Her name Jane.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not against her, but
Oh no,
I
sorry.
was
Agree.
like,
I mean, agree.
yeah, I know what you meant. But she was just, she was mid. And is that the one? Yeah, I also didn't like Benji in this film because I felt like they went, haha, look, bumbling idiot British guy, he doesn't know what he's doing, haha. Whereas Justice for Benji, he's better in the other films. I just didn't enjoy him in this one. Like, I felt like it was too much stereotype.
Yeah. I think he does get better as the film goes on. I actually remember I forgot to read out the plot from the IMDb description. So the IMF is shut down when it's implicated in the bombing of the Kremlin, causing Ethan Hunt and his new team to go rogue to clear their organization's name. Now, as I read that, I realized that I'd forgotten the entire plot to this film. Had no idea that's what that one was about. So that kind of proves my point. Andrew, however, you put this film fourth in your list. So could you please explain why?
Can I just point out as well, I made a boo-boo. Technically, I would have this third and fourth, but I'm happy to keep it as is, right? But I'll explain, right.
I love how Joseph just went third when he put Mission Impossible 2 fucking third. All right, okay, never mind.
Tell me about it.
That's because I put good films third, Craig.
Right, so I've already kind of spoken about how the casting gets better. I feel as if this movie, it doesn't start what Mission Impossible is, but it's very much right, this is what we are attempting to kind of get to with the future movies and stuff like that. 3 for me is when it turned around, but just to focus on Ghost Protocol, Simon Pegg, like, that's enough for it to be in the medal positions. Like, Simon Pegg is so meant to be, I get what you're saying in terms of being the bumbling fool and stuff like that, but I think if you watch his character arc from that film or onward, he becomes better at it, he becomes more inclusive, and he becomes more of a feet on the ground agent and all that kind of stuff, which I like. The Jeremy Renner thing kind of started but then didn't really go anywhere, which was fair enough. But again, this isn't me comparing it to what we'll probably talk about later, but in terms of the other fucking movies that came before this, night and day, the casting is so much better. The woman in this is so much better than the women that were in the first 3. Like, so much better.
We might have to fight.
Don't you besmirch Michelle Monaghan's name.
Are you dissing Julia? Are you gonna have to fight me on Julia? Because I will scrap. I will come down.
What one was Julia?
That's his wife.
Julia's the one he marries.
Yeah, I didn't mind
She's the
her,
fucking end game, Andrew.
She's
She's the fucking end game.
No, but she's a different. She's not that character. Like, she was good. I liked who she was, and I liked what they kind of do with her character overall. But she wasn't that character. She wasn't the one that was also a secret agent. She wasn't what Rebecca Ferguson was going to be. What Hayley Atwell was going to be. What essentially the Bond girl that's also a spy. She wasn't that character. She was just like the wife, and like the reason that he did all that he did. Which is fine, and she's very good. But in terms of the character that was at least interesting and stuff like that, I was so much more interested in how she was and stuff like that. The villain was a big step up from the first 3. I thought the villains in the first 3 movies were terrible. That's so much better. The Dubai stuff I really like.
What?
Who's
The villains were
Who's the villain in this one? I've forgotten. I know we literally just said the plot, but who is the villain in this one?
I
Michael
can't remember.
Hendricks.
The guy who jumps in the multi-story car park.
Yeah,
that's the villain.
Oh, the guy who, for some reason, dressed up as his second in command. Like, he wore the face and then was like, why would you do... I have so many problems.
You're saying to me he's better than Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No, right, sorry, I'll hold my hands up with that, but he's fucking...
You better start back.
No, but that's why that's up higher on my list, right?
Backpedaling.
To me, the set pieces are so much better. I love the stuff with the Kremlin. I love the comedy that they added in with the whole hallway bit. when they had like the screen. Loved all that. Loved the Dubai stuff. To me, this was their kind of transitioned into what Fast and Furious was going to be. This was becoming more of an entertainment film than a shitty spy film, a shitty James Bond knockoff. This is where they go, right, this is where we're going to, where we get to, we like Fallout and blah, 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 blah. To me, there are aspects in the third film that are better than this film, but as an overall thing, I would rather rewatch Ghost Protocol than, 4 other films.
I think, dear listeners, we have reached the crux of the problem between me and Andrew. Is I think we want things on the opposites. We have a problem now.
Oh, no.
Do you know what the best part is, though? Because I'm the editor. If I disagree with you guys, I just cut it out. Like, I just remove your points.
I shout loud enough that it will be picked up on everybody else's mic.
Nah, I've got noise cancelling on mine, so.
Yeah.
But because are you saying that you're enjoying the Fast and Furious action film more than the shitty spy ones? Like,
yeah.
Is that what? Right, that's the problem.
It's not that I enjoy shitty Fast and Furious movies more than I enjoy spy movies. It's more, you're not doing the spy movie well enough. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So to me, the only one that came close to that was 3. But, yeah, I just think it's more entertaining.
Listeners and watchers, we have found potentially the crux of the problem, and you'll find out a bit more about that later on.
Oh, no.
Shall we move on?
Mm-hmm.
See, as long as... Right, I've kind of realised what this list is going to be. See, if my number 1 isn't everybody else's number 1, I will be devastated.
So
Andrew,
you're number 1 now.
Andrew, I'm going to let you in on a wee secret. It's not going to be the case. So...
You got his number 1!
So...
Okay.
Oh no, he's got...
I think he has.
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah, okay. Continue.
So,
Host.
this is where, in my opinion, things get controversial. And I'm quite scared because I know it's coming. So,
Oh no.
are we ready?
Oh no.
I'm going to read out the IMDb description for this one first. Ethan Hunt and his IMF team must track down a dangerous weapon before it falls into the wrong hands.
That's just every
Yeah.
movie.
I am, of course, talking about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, which has come in at number 5 on our overall list.
Too high.
So,
What?
What's wrong?
yeah. So,
I'm sorry.
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 So, I want to come to 2 people in particular first because, as a couple, I feel like they can chat about this in more depth together. So I'll come to you both at the same time for this one.
Aye, yes.
As Joseph and Lara both put Dead Reckoning last in their list.
It's
Please
Not
take it away.
last. It's
so
not.
is last.
bad.
It
It's
is-
so
it's bad.
bad.
It's
It's not
bad.
okay. Before we even before we get into anything, even if we don't compare it to the other movies, even if we don't go, this is a Mission Impossible film, and we just take it as a standalone, fun action film, it's still bad. It's badly written. It's badly paced. It's really badly edited in a lot of places, and I can say that now because I'm an editor. It's just bad. I gave it half a star on Letterboxd, and I've given it a 1 out of 10 on my rating system. And I can get into it, but I will say that me and Joe have been talking about it since last night when we finished it at 3 a.m.
Nice.
So we have been non-stop talking about how bad it is since then. Aside from when we were sleeping.
I don't understand how it has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes on the critic score. I do not understand. But actually, no, I do.
Insane.
I think the reason it's that is because it was touted as this. Look how COVID safe we were while filming it. I think it's got all these awards for or all these accolades for the wrong reasons. there isn't a semblance of a cohesive plot within this film. The dialogue, holy shit! You can just
God,
throw
it's
the
so
word
bad.
key into any sentence of this film to try and steer it back to a plot that is so paper fucking thin. My gran's using it as a doily because my gran used doilies for some reason. The whole AI bad, Tom Cruise good was shoehorned so badly. Where was the music at the start of the film? There was no. It was just silence and Mark Gatiss saying vaguely threatening technobabble. It was. The Fiat 500 chase was 20 minutes long. That's 20 minutes too. It wasn't good, Andrew. It was shit. It was a load of fucking bollocks.
If they had taken out the Fiat 500 chase scene, they could have made it into one movie. I think they could have condensed it enough that it didn't have to be two parts, because as we know, it was originally supposed to be Dead Reckoning Part 1, Dead Reckoning Part 2, and they've now made it Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning.
What's the bad guy's plan? What is the bad guy's plan?
Who is the bad guy? Other than, I mean, Gabriel, obviously, but like, what is?
But is he the bad guy?
The entity. What is it? Who it? What? Where is it? What? Huh? Sorry. Pardon?
Do you remember the party? The party that was made
Oh, the
by
party. That's the interested party.
I nearly
Party
jumped in
party
there.
it is.
What a load of shit dialogue. The fact that Vanessa Kirby's brother, her own brother, doesn't recognize her eyes are two fucking different colors. How could you, like, it goes beyond, like, suspending your disbelief for a spy film. It's not a spy film. It was poor. It was very poor.
Okay. So Andrew, we're coming to you next.
What?
Craig,
didn't.
what have you done, Craig?
So
didn't.
Craig,
so-
what have you done?
Bruh.
We'll get
Right,
That's
we'll get to me.
crimes.
We'll get to me, okay? For now, Andrew, you obviously said that you kind of fucked up with Ghost Protocol with 3 and 4, but on our current list, Dead Reckoning for you was
Right, so
third,
it's-
or slash
Yeah,
fourth.
so it's
But
third
tell
on
us
my
why.
list. Right, again, I could probably have an argument with myself about switching those two back and forward, right? What I will say against it is far too long. Far too fucking long, especially considering this was going to be a part 1 and part 2. To me, again, I'm going to talk about negatives and stuff like that as well, but then I'll get into my positives. Negatives again. Yes, the AI bullshit, but again, I'm like, it's the fucking 7th film. There's only so many times there's a bad guy, he's got a bomb, this other bad guy's got a bomb. So now it's AI. I'm hoping by the time we get to Final Reckoning, there'll be some sort of, like, it was a man all along. It'll be someday, if he sadly hadn't left us, it could have been lovely if it was Philip Seymour Hoffman had been there the whole time, or something cool like that. The reason I'm so big on it, or no, this isn't the reason I'm so big on it, but I'm just going to give like a wee tip of the hat. Some fucking MCU alum in this, isn't there? We got Mantis, we got Captain Carter. Oh, it was brilliant. We got the Invisible Woman. It was fucking brilliant. No,
No, just let him speak. Let him cook.
well, I didn't say anything wrong there. We got all those people.
No, I was jumping the gun there, Andrew. I was jumping the
Yeah,
gun.
no, we got all those people. Yeah, to me, I'm not gonna lie, right? I remember this better when I seen it in the cinema. I seen it in IMAX. It was fucking brilliant in IMAX, and it was just like the whole cinema effect. Shortly after COVID, big cinema. I loved the fact that I just got to go and see it. I would rather watch Ghost Protocol than rewatch this one again, because it's far too long and there's so much going on. However, to me, it's again adding so many nice so we got Vanessa Kirby in it, who I think is utterly fantastic. She's great in the one before. Got her returning. We also got remind me her name. She plays Mantis. I can't think of her name.
Oh, Pom.
Yeah.
I can never
Pom
pronounce the last name.
I would say like Nem.
Clemtoff or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that.
Clementif. Pom Clementif.
Clementif,
We got her, who I thought again very good, strong, powerful woman character. I like Shea Wiggum, who he's like a not a jobbing actor, but he's never like the main guy, but he's always like a nice wee like supporting actor and stuff like that. He's fantastic.
Good.
He's really, really good. To me, it's just they're trying to do this high octane thing. I enjoyed the thing in Rome. I found it funny as well. It released the same time as I can't remember what Fast and Furious, but they had the exact. I'm not joking, almost shot for shot, but it was with a different car and like a wrecking ball that went through Rome.
You could use these
honestly,
streets.
I'm not joking. It was almost identical to what they did. I enjoyed that stuff. Again, I'm not gonna go to bat for this because to me it's very middle. I only finished it like this morning. That's why I was like, nah, actually I would change those two about. But yeah, it's fine. It's not a favourite of mine. I don't think it's grotesquely bad. I think it's it overstays its welcome at points and it's too long at points. But again, it's Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things. I don't think it's the best stunts he's done. I remember there being a big old fucking advertising campaign where they showed us the best stunt, like from 7 different angles in 9 different trailers, doing his bike jump and stuff like that. For me, we missed Simon Pegg. I didn't get enough Simon Pegg. I would have liked more of him. But yeah, Rebecca Ferguson, just doing Rebecca Ferguson things. Another one I would love to see in the MCU because she's fucking amazing. But yeah, it's fine.
Okay, right. Everyone ready? Take a deep breath.
I'm so worried.
So, I ranked Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning
No, please don't say it.
1.
You're a
What?
fucking idiot.
I'm sorry.
You're a fucking idiot.
What is
What's
wrong with
wrong
you?
with you,
What is
Craig?
wrong with you? We need a
wrong
song
with
for
you?
Craig right now. Someone.
We've got a
Smelly,
song.
smelly,
His
bum,
opinions are
bum
shite.
boy.
His opinions are shite. We've got a song from me, alright? We've got a
Oh,
song
that's
from
true.
me.
We do have a song for you. We need to make it worse.
His opinions are shite. We don't think he's right. Shut up, Craig Andrew Mooney.
Shut up, Craig
Good luck.
Andrew Mooney. You're
Good luck in
no,
the edit.
Okay,
No, I want to hear
okay.
this. I want to
Good
hear.
luck to
I want to
me.
hear his. Yeah, go on.
Okay,
How is this?
excuse me,
How-
I'll let you all talk.
Okay,
Alright?
okay, I'm gonna mute myself,
So-
otherwise I am gonna shout.
So, we go back to what Joseph said. Now, again, I'm not really taking Joseph's opinion on anything because Joseph put fucking Mission Impossible 2/3. So let's not even talk about that. but he said that it was the most fun he had watching in a Mission Impossible film for Mission Impossible 2. This was, me personally, the most fun that I had watching a Mission Impossible film. Now, take it with a pinch of salt, because there's another film in the franchise that I was going between the two. Okay? Very, very, very close. Like, there's literally like a boss hair between them. I couldn't work out which one to put. Sorry, between 1 and 2. I couldn't decide. And I just decided, you know what, let's just go for it. Let's just go. Let's get the sunglasses on, let's just go for it and try and argue the case. So So I understand. I technically also kind of agree about the plot a little bit, but for me, I was entertained enough that I didn't really care. I switched off my brain. It's a fun ride. It's a good time. I like the more kind of personal aspect that kind of comes in with finding out why people get brought into the IMF and what Tom Cruise's way in was. And I like the fact that you gave him a more personal villain in Gabriel. I think you need a more personal villain in Gabriel because you're using an AI as the overarching villain. So you need a personal villain with Gabriel. And I like Gabriel as the villain. Also like the fact that it was going to be Nicholas Hoult that was going to play him, and I would have quite enjoyed that. But anyway, that's by the by. I also have been a massive fan of Rebecca Ferguson's character throughout the whole mission. She is probably my favourite character in the Mission Impossible franchise. I enjoyed her arc, and I enjoyed the fact that she died. It's good to kill off people that we like. I like that sort of thing. And I will give you one final thing. 2 words about why I like this film the best. Hayley Atwell. He has the best chemistry with Hayley Atwell. Changed my mind.
What?
What the fuck are you on about?
Those 2 work together. The best.
They don't.
They do,
They
but not
don't.
the best.
I think so.
Did,
Oh.
I think I'm
did
going
you
mad.
have
Haley
your eyes
Atwell-
open while watching this film?
Haley Atwell could have chemistry with a fucking traffic cone. All right, she is fantastic. She's very good at that sort
so
of thing.
annoying.
I
think
liked her character, and I like the fact again it
Cruise
linked with Tom
It's
Cruise's-
tired, yes.
Might
Tom
be
Cruise.
the most sexless man. I like you. Like
That's why I didn't like
he's
2.
not-
That's
He's-
why I
he's-
said traffic cone. That's why I said she could do it with the traffic
Nah.
cone. She could, you know what I mean? Like, I think if she can do it, then that shows she's the best.
Okay, I take it back. She wasn't annoying. That's not the right phrase. I don't.
I got annoyed. I think I know what you're talking about. I got like there was only so many times where she's like bye, and I'm like fucking let her
She
die.
pulled the same
only-
stunt on
Yeah.
him like 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ethan.
Can I just say as well? I fucking adore Haley Atwell. I think she's a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah.
Just this character. I was just
But
like,
Ethan Hunt is the guy. He's the top guy, right? He's when they have nothing else. They go, hey Ethan, we have 72 hours to do this really impossible task. Could you just do it, please? And he got won over by some sleight of hand about 70,000 times in that movie, which he can do himself.
Remember
Like-
when he did magic at the airport?
That was okay. That was funny. That was. I thought that was
I like
so,
that.
The only
I like the
reason,
airport stuff.
okay, the only reason I gave this any points was because, well, there was a couple of points, but I think Joe might touch on them. Was because since the third movie, when I was a kid and I saw the third movie, I have been saying that if you're up against the IMF and you know the deal of the IMF, why wouldn't you just go around grabbing people's faces to try and figure out if they have a mask on? And they actually did it in this film, and I was very happy about that because I was like, it would solve so many problems. But that is the only reason it got half a star out of 5.
because it's out of just sheer cringe level. If you grab somebody's face and it's not a mask, you just be like,
But it's-
oh, I'm really
like,
sorry.
you
There's
kind
just
of
people
would,
with
though.
masks on.
You would start doing it.
Craig,
Uh-oh.
I implore you. You have written words down on pages that people will say
I was gonna
correct.
say that.
You've done this, right? You as a man have written dialogue.
Good dialogue, I think, if I do say so myself.
How can you put this film first when it had that atrocious level of the bit with the fucking puzzle box in the airport and what's his face? Luther's like, oh, I know this one. I know the answer to this riddle. Then proceeds to ask multiple people what the answer to the riddle is.
Yeah,
That's an editing issue.
Again,
No,
terribly
that's not an
edited.
editing issue. That's a script issue and an
No,
editing
don't
issue.
forget. I know we
Well,
already brought it up, but
it
don't
depends.
forget
It
that
depends.
you could say the interested party is the party. That's such a bad line, and then they tried to play
It's
it off
bad.
like big reveal moment. Ooh, and I feel every scene,
And it was a poster.
every scene they tried to be like, here's a cool line, the trailer, and you're like, this is
Yeah.
bad. This is like at the very
You put it
beginning when she was,
perfectly.
yeah.
When you were like this, you said when we paused it multiple times last night.
Oh my god, that's why it
and
took
you
me
were
till 3 a.m. to watch it because we kept having to walk
you said
away.
to me, it's like someone went, ChatGPT, can you help me write a Mission Impossible script where every scene has one trailer bait line in it?
That's why AI is the villain.
That's-
and winning because ChatGPT wrote it.
It's not winning. Nobody's winning. Nobody's losing. There's a null void of interest at the end of this film.
Yeah, but what gets
Okay.
bigger when you take from it?
A hole. The
Like
riddles
all
were
the
so
plot holes.
basic.
Right.
I was
All right.
saying,
Okay. Right. Okay, guys. I will go back to Joseph's point again. All right. What one did you have the most fun watching? Do I think this is the best film ever fucking made? Do I think the dialogue's great? Fuck no.
It's the most fun.
that's it.
I think-
It just
so
made me angry.
We asked ourselves again. I've said this before on our previous ranking list episodes that we have done, or when you guys have done it, and I've just lost my shit. Like for example, the Star Wars episode that
Sorry,
a
that was
fucking
me.
travesty. But yeah, and I've got you all
That
back.
was my fault.
I've got you all back. All right.
I'm surprised I'm
I've got you
here,
all
to
back.
be honest.
But no, but like it's not about what's the best film. It's about what is
it
the
is.
best
Yes,
thing
it
of
is.
the franchise.
Craig,
What
if,
one
if
did
that
you
was
like the
premise,
best?
I
You're
would have put
ranking
2 at
the
the top.
films.
2 is not how. Right.
I'm so glad
No,
I'm
I'm saying
side.
if it
It
was
also
about,
has
if it was
96%
about
Rotten Tomatoes.
enjoyment,
Just saying.
I would,
Alright,
if
go
it was
ahead.
about pure
Misunderstood.
enjoyment, I
We
would
better
have put 2
be
at the top.
we better be putting all 4 of our fucking lists out and letting people vote on who's got the best list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll read them
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Right,
I'm
that's
fine
fine.
with that.
Cool, that's fine.
Okay,
Anyway.
Yeah, to me,
I think
I
Nah, never mind.
I think we
I
can
have
move on. I think we can move on.
okay,
But
fine.
I take all your points and I don't fully disagree with them. I'm just saying I had fun. I liked it. I liked that first one. But again, it was so close. It's so close with another one.
But
right?
it's
so close with another one.
It's
Do you
not.
have fun? I mean, even if you don't think of it as a Mission Impossible film and you don't try and actually use your brain, because God forbid, how did you have
like-
fun?
like when they did Uncharted. but that's just because I like Uncharted.
I haven't watched the Uncharted film.
Yeah. It,
No,
Oh,
but
I see,
you
because he
just played
did
the
he
game.
did the strap.
No,
yeah,
it was the game.
yeah.
Wait,
Wait, whoa. What are you talking about?
Needed the strap.
No.
What?
I'm thinking of Fallout. I got the films mixed up. The bit where he
No.
like strapped himself to
The
the thing in the
train.
plane and he
No, the train.
was
The,
shit.
when the train hangs off.
Sorry.
It was like
Yeah, but that's
Uncharted 2.
Uncharted. Yeah. That's
But he
what I
didn't
like.
even do
Parachute from
like.
that. He jumped off that thing.
No, I know, but
Do
I'm
you
just like,
remember-
it
remember
made
the
me
part
think of Uncharted
in-
2, and I like Uncharted 2.
Do you remember the part in the first film where is it the first film where he's on top of a train and he can barely hold on because trains are going really, really fast? And then in the Dead Reckoning, he's just like doo 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 doo.
We're in Fast and Furious terms. Gravity
Why?
is, I think.
But we
Just-
shouldn't
it's a
be.
spy
Physics doesn't
film.
matter.
Oh, Joseph, don't you pipe down, young man. If you're saying that we should be in that, if you've put Mission Impossible 2, where he's literally a fucking John Woo superhero, having bloody...
Hold on. Oh, Craig,
You're like,
I
oh my
can't hear
God.
you over your shite opinions. It's
I have one last thing I want to say.
Go on, go for it.
So the part, and this is what I thought Joe was going to touch on, the part where the entity, I almost said Enigma, that's how unmemorable the name is. The entity starts talking as Benji is really cool. I thought that was really interesting. And then I just started thinking of making my own little movie in my head where they actually used that and the AI actually was doing stuff instead of just sort of being shit.
It would
I
be
think-
great if they'd gone
I
back
think-
to old tech.
That's what
Yeah,
I wanted
think
to do.
no, but this is what I'm saying is I think this is why it's so middle for me. I don't hate it as much as you guys hate it, and I obviously don't love it as much as Craig loves it. But to me, I'm going there's things in it, like as you say, that bit with Benji was really fun. There's a small you might not even notice it was really subtle when Benji's in the car and he puts it on auto drive so he can do the googly bit and he kind of gives it a wee kind of look and I'm like, yeah mate, because he's going to take over it's going to get taken, and it doesn't. Look, there was a bit that Joseph brought up as well, right? When you were like, oh, how did the brother not know that she's got blue eyes? That's because the audience is dumb. That's why. Like, that's something that you need to go, the audience needs to know that that's not Vanessa Kirby, that this is Hayley Atwell as Vanessa Kirby. Who,
They've done it
again...
every other time.
That's my
Every
whole...
other time they've used a mask.
No, I get it, but what I'm saying is because the whole point of that scene isn't we're hiding who this actually is so we can go, banana, like,
Right, and normally it
we
would
need
be.
to know that Hayley Atwell is Vanessa Kirby, and I would like to commend Vanessa Kirby because she does a really good job.
Yes,
I always
she does.
like
Agree
watching and
that,
complimenting
yeah.
actors when they do, when you need to
Another
act
actor,
like
yeah.
another actor acting like the character that you've acted at. I love watching that, and she did a very, very good job.
Tom Cruise. I think
It's the start of the film when the guy who's the whatever.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Q
yeah.
or the equivalent. That's a really good Tom Cruise sort of look.
I thought that was very cool as well. To see the opening where they're all like, right, shit's about to hit the fan, and we need to get that guy that always
sleep.
sorts it out. But how are we going to get that guy if you don't know where that guy is? I don't know, but he always just seems to turn up, and then it's just like, haha!
There
I was
he
like,
is.
yeah, that's Mission Impossible.
So fucking
we
scary,
watched.
dude.
Okay. I swear this is my last point. When we watched the first one, I turned to Joe and I said, "We're watching through these in order. We are going to watch." I can't remember how I phrased it. In real time, how movies start to think the audience is dumber and dumber.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hate it. It
But-
makes me
but-
so angry.
But we are.
No, we're not.
Like,
I'm not.
no,
Maybe
we
you
are.
I'm not dumb.
No, I'm not. But we are. Like, we are. As a,
We should-
like,
As-
again,
as a society.
we're not political, but look at the fucking planet we live on.
Yeah, media literacy is dead, folks.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
What's
Moving
number?
on. What's next on the
Four?
list, Craig?
I
Now that's
swear
out the
to
way.
fucking God,
Oh no, please.
if this gets further than this, I'm going to be annoyed.
Wait, what do you hate that
Andrew.
much?
Andrew.
I don't hate that
Andrew.
much, but it's going
Just-
to annoy me.
It's
so
you're going to be
different.
annoyed, and it's okay. We'll get there. So we're now on to number 4 on our list. And again, I'm liking it doing this way. Actually, I'm gonna in real time adjust what I've been doing. I'm going to read out the bio first and see if we can work out what's going on. So in number 4 on the list, it's IMF agent Ethan Hunt comes into conflict with a dangerous and sadistic arms dealer who threatens his life and his fiancée in response. I am of course talking about Mission Impossible 3.
No.
Which is on a yes, I am.
Are you
Andrew,
fucking joking?
Andrew, just wait. So, we are on Mission Impossible 3. Now, we are going to be coming to Andrew first, because Andrew is the one who ranked this film furthest back on his list, he ranked Mission Impossible 3 5th on his list. So, Andrew, Mission Impossible 3, very quickly, thoughts on that film?
How is this below 1? How is this below 1? How is this so far? It's the best of the
Andrew,
original 3.
I'll tell you why later.
Michael Seymour Hoffman is... Or Michael Seymour, for fuck's sake. I'm getting so annoyed. Philip Seymour Hoffman is fantastic in this. He's the only villain probably throughout the series, possibly. No, second, because there's another villain that we will talk about later. But he's the only one that I'm like, oh yeah, you're the bad guy, and you're very good at being the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one. This is the best one. This is not the shitty spy, and this isn't Fast and Furious. This is a lovely amalgamation of them both. Now I had it lower in the list. Yeah, it's great. It's fucking. This is the first one where I went, this is why Mission Impossible continued. Because if they did 1 and 2 again, we wouldn't have got 4. Because you've seen the decline. That's why when Joseph, you said about, Mission Impossible 3 only made this amount of money, it's because Mission Impossible 2 was so fucking bad, nobody came back. And then obviously it grew and grew and grew. Mission Impossible 3 is great. I don't get how... Again, it's 4th. That's fine. I don't mind the placing. I more have an issue with what the fuck is coming above it. Because, no. This is what I'm saying again. Even, this is the first... This is the other one as well that went up. This was the first one. See, from, again, not fucking shitting on her, but Thandie Newton, like, Jesus wept, she was rotten. But this is the first one where I went, the lassie's really good in this. Like, she's the first one, I believe, that can shoot a gun. What was her name? Was it Kerry Russell? Kerry Russell was good. It was Maggie Q. So Kerry Russell was really good. She's another actor that I feel as if isn't in a lot, but when she is in stuff, she's really, really good. I think she was in Star Wars, the last shit one, Jedi, Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker. She was in that. I like Kerry Russell. I think she's really good. The girl in it was the first one where I went, right, cool. This is the way we need to this is the trajectory we need to go with casting women in these movies. She was very, very good, Maggie Q. Yeah. How?
It's a great film. It's got the best opening, easily.
Yeah.
Best, I think the best villain, but I think it suffers from the J.J. Abrams syndrome of falling off hard.
Yeah, I was going to say what's I want to know where everybody ranked it.
Yeah, so directed by J.J. Abrams, of course. It is the highest ranked in terms of audience and critic score, in terms of the original films, the original trilogy that we had. And Joseph, me and you have some common ground at last. We're back together again because we both put this film 4th on our list. So, yes. Joseph, please tell us why you put it 4th.
So the reason I put it 4th is I think it ends incredibly abruptly. It feels like there should be more to resolve before it ends. It feels like we're at the final exciting climax of the arms dealer versus Ethan Hunt, and then bam, there's a truck, and now everything's okay. Now we need to cast Revivify on Ethan Hunt. It feels very much okay. There, we're done. Bye bye. And it feels rushed. It's not the film you think of when you think of Mission Impossible. It's a dark horse when it comes to the franchise. It's a psychological thriller, especially when you have that cold open of
yes.
Do we know if Ethan Hunt is lying or not? I think it's a fantastic way to work back to that point as a film. However, everything else after getting back to that point just feels rushed. Okay. And I think, the film sticks the landing, but the judges are giving it an 8 across the board, as opposed to the 10 that it should have got.
Fair.
I cannot fault. Genuinely, I turned to Lara while we were watching this and said, genuinely, one of my favourite scenes in cinema is in this film, and it's when Ethan Hunt is swapping places with Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, and he's coughing and he's having to get the voice match. I love that. It's such a great scene. The tension is so palpable, and then the way it kind of resolves itself, fantastic. But yeah, it's just.
Can you remind me? Because again, I've literally just watched all these this week, and everything's kind of fucking rolling into one. So again, just a general question for everybody else. Lara, you kind of already brought up. See the opening sequence, like while the opening credits are happening, you see the full film. Fans of that?
Yeah.
I think it's quite cool.
I looked
It's
away
different.
every time.
I
because-
kind of get that as well, though, because you don't want stuff to get wasted. That's where I'm
Yeah,
kind of sat.
'cause it
I
shows you the
enjoy
cool
it as a
stuff.
concept.
but like I said, it was an homage, so I was like, I can't be mad at
It's
it.
homage. I quite like
Yeah.
it.
So the question I have about this, though, is that wasn't in the opening credits. They show us the scene where Cruz is like tied to the chair, and so they flash back to that early on, and then we get that scene again, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Fucking love that scene.
Yeah.
Philip
Great,
Seymour Hoffman
yes.
is such a good bad guy. This is
It's the point where he's like Ethan's interrogating him, and he's like, do you have a wife, girlfriend? He's just not answering. And just it's the way Philip Seymour Hoffman can just say things that are completely innocuous on paper but are the most creepy shit in the world. It's like there's a line that he has in that film, I can't remember what it is, and he's like,
Please don't
I'm
say
going to
the
touch
line.
you.
No.
It's like may I do something? It's like he's asking, but it's fucking minging.
the stuff in the plane as well.
Yeah.
See when he catches him and then he hangs him out the bottom of
Yeah.
the plane and stuff. All that, I'm like, I'm invested. I care about these
I
two
love
characters.
that.
Did not give a fuck about anybody in 1 and 2.
Yeah. So for me personally, I think Philip Seymour Hoffman is the best villain of the franchise. In
Not
terms
the AI,
of, like,
Craig.
Not the
Not the
entity.
Would you put high on your fucking list?
Now, boys.
This is our
Let him
common
say his
ground moment,
piece.
Joseph. I don't know what we're doing. Okay, I'm a bit upset now. Anyway, so I think he's the best villain of the franchise. I also think this film contains the best scene of the entire franchise, which we have all already talked about, which is the interrogation scene that is the cold open and then becomes obviously. I think personally that is the best scene in terms of writing and acting in the entire franchise, and I love it. And I love the fact it's a cold open that we then refer back to. I love that as a trope in terms of writing, especially in a film like this where it is supposed to be more kind of like a psychological thriller rather than an action film. So I think it was a very good thing to use. So yeah, big fan. Could have ranked it higher, but apparently I liked Final Dead Reckoning. So but that's the way it goes. But yeah, so it was as good as I remembered. It wasn't better than I remembered, but it was as good as I remembered. Now we have one more person to talk to, because Lara put this number 3 on her list. So Lara, please tell us why it got into your middle positions.
So I feel like what I put in 2 and this one I could have either way around, to be perfectly honest.
Fair.
But I had 2 points that lost it points. The movie. One, Joe's already touched on the fact that I wouldn't say the whole of the third act was rushed, but I did feel like the way the villain died, it was like building, and then it was like, boop, he's been hit by a lorry. That's it. He's
I don't
gone.
mind that. I didn't mind that.
But
I thought it was quite refreshing.
Oh, good.
Just in a way, like, it doesn't need to be like overly convoluted. They were having a
Yeah.
fight and then
Yeah, but I
But I
would
get it. I do get what you mean.
Yeah, and the other part was we didn't see the heist. Now, I realize the reason we didn't see the heist was so that we weren't sure if Ethan was lying about getting the rabbit's foot. It was the rabbit's foot, right? That was the
Yes.
thing. Yeah. But I never once thought he was lying during that scene. I don't know why. I was just like, no, he's telling the truth. We don't need to have this. And even then, it's Mission Impossible. We could have seen the heist, and then he still does something to swap it out before he gives it to him. And we just don't see that. So that annoyed me, because it's a heist. The whole franchise is like heist movies, and they didn't show it to us. And I was like, that's the thing about Mission Impossible. We see that bit. That's the fun part. That's the only reason that it's not higher in my list, is because I was sad about that, really. But it's really good. Villain makes me so annoyed, but in a good way, the way it's supposed to. He's fantastic. The whole thing is fantastic, and also Simon Pegg is introduced, so I'm happy because I love Simon Pegg.
I felt he was more the goof in this one, though.
But he wasn't
I
in the
see what you're
field, which is the thing that annoyed me, because he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've passed my field exam." I was like, "You definitely shouldn't have." Get back to the IMF headquarters. You shouldn't be here.
It does. It's got some really good quotes as a film, and some interesting quotes. The bit at the end where she's like, Julia's like, so what do you do? And he's like, I work for the IMF. She's like, what's that stand? He's like, Impossible Mission Force. And she's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, agreed.
And then you've got the conversation between Luther and Ethan in the car park, and he's like, was there something going on between you and the agent who's just had her brains minced? And he was like, nah, she's like a little sister to me. And Luther's like, and you've never shagged your little sister.
Just to be clear.
Weird bit of dialogue.
I forgot to mention my absolute favorite. Well, it's not my absolute favorite part of the film, but a very big part of the film for me is Julia. I love Julia. I was so excited, like and then when she comes back later in the other films, I get even more excited. Joe can attest. I kept be like, "What about Julia?" every time she wasn't mentioned. So I don't know why. I just
His
love her.
secret
And
wife.
my favorite scene is the part where she kills him and then brings him back again. I love that bit. I don't know why. It's just
Nice.
It's a great.
the great scene
it-
when he's like, "Wait,
it's
I
very
love you,"
much-
and then he gets killed. And it's so good. Mwah.
I love that scene because it's very much like this is them ending the trilogy. And
That's
like,
the
it's
thing.
a really nice way to end the trilogy.
Yeah.
It was also quite brutal when they killed. Forgot her name. I was praising her earlier on.
Oh, I literally had to look her up
Carrie-
because I couldn't remember her.
Yeah.
Maggie.
Kerry
Kerry
Russell.
Russell. Kerry
Kerry
Russell.
Okay, Russell.
The way they killed Kerry Russell with the same way that
yeah.
Cruz was going to die as well with the implant, and you just see her eyes go. I was like,
I
oh,
forgot
Check
wow,
off
that's
that.
good.
But it's really good because like we've heard at the start, Ethan, you've got a bomb in your brain, and we're like, what could that mean?
And
And
then
then we see what that means like 20 minutes later,
And
you're
then
like,
we are then like,
oh no.
oh fuck.
oh no, Tom Cruise's pretty eyes, they're
He's
going to
gonna
look
go
like that at the end of the film.
Can I ask a yes or no question? Just
No.
a yes or no. Just a yes or no. No, thanks.
Go on.
Carnage. So, is this the best written of all the Mission Impossible films?
No.
Maybe. That's not a yes or no. Sorry. A secret third answer. I'd have to watch them all again to know.
No.
I think yeah.
It's
I
not.
think
Based
I
on
think
what
it
we
could,
based
I
on
could
what
be
we've
convinced.
said, I think yes. In terms of
No, it's
structure
not.
and dialogue,
If you're about to say
Yes,
the
Joe.
second one is the best
Joe,
written one, Joe.
Joe, me and you, mate. We are.
It's not the best one.
I know the
because
best
there's-
one, and you know it, Joe. Come on.
I don't think it does.
Exactly.
No, it does. It does.
We're going to say it on 3, okay? Okay.
I can't.
3,
This is gonna go so badly.
2,
no,
1.
no.
Mission
Casino Royale.
Impossible 2.
Oh, sorry.
Casino Royale is a very good film. So, shall we get into our first of the medal positions for our overall list?
Please.
I'm going to read out the bio.
Swear to fucking God.
Oh, Andrew.
They're so different.
So-
They're so different.
So, here we go. We ready? An American agent under false suspicion of disloyalty must discover and expose the real spy without the help of his organisation. Andrew, breathe a sigh of
Thank
relief. It is, of course, Mission Impossible is ranked third on the
Thank
list.
fucking God.
Andrew, you're going to find out some things in a second. But we're going to talk about me and your thoughts first, because again, we were aligned on this one, myself and you, Andrew, because we both put Mission Impossible 6th on our list.
As it
What?
should
And as you
As
can
it
see
should
by Lara and Joseph's reaction, they're going to disagree, but we'll get to them in a second, because I will give a wee hint. They were also aligned in what they put and where they put it. So, Andrew, we both said this was the 6th best out of the franchise. Tell us why.
I said it was the second worst, Craig. I like to have that opinion because, right, guys, we're going to play a game, right? We're going to play a wee game. We're going to play Who Am I, right?
Andrew Grayson.
No. So, how are you? My gran died. I'm going to go shopping. This aeroplane is on fire. I'm Tom Cruise. Why does he smile? The entire fucking film.
He's Tom Cruise.
The entire film, he smiles like a fucking goon. It is
Tom
so
Cruise is
off-putting.
dreadful in this film. Tom
He's
Cruise is dreadful in this film.
So bad in this film.
Dreadful.
So bad.
When he shouts,
Honestly.
when he shouts at that woman, that is, oh my god.
Is that in the first one where he goes, "I'm gonna love you forever"? No. And you're like, what are you talking about, mate? It's the
That
most.
man
again,
is just.
He's the
that man
most
is just been through some
sexless
Scientology
man
stuff.
alive.
Yeah.
It's bad. Look,
The
I'm
energy
giving
is
it
off.
less. I give it more marks instead of the second one because it's. Oh, and apologies, Lara, because that's going to be really loud in the edit.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'm just gonna cut this whole
so-
part out. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. So the second one is worse. It's just worse. This one I give less. I give more leniency to because it's the first. It's the first film. Finding her feet. Blah blah blah. Tom Cruise isn't very good in it. He smiles the entire time. I'm pretty certain in the second or third film they make a joke about him smiling because he
It's in the
smiles
second
that.
film.
Yeah.
Right,
So
so
the
this
second
is
film
my
they
point.
reference that. Yeah.
Right, so this is what I was watching this with my dad because he hadn't seen it as well, and I was sitting watching it going, why is he fucking smiling the entire? There's a scene I'm sure they're either on a train or a plane, and he sat like this distance away from a guy or a girl, and he's just like the entire time, and I'm like, this fucking guy's weird, man. I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was
I
fine.
said. No, I was just going to say, as I said, this is a man who's just recently gone through the Scientology interview thing and has come out with
Probably.
a weird energy. That is what the vibe he's given off on that film for sure. No, for me personally,
it's not very memorable, and
No.
it's the fucking drop. That's the thing about this film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, I've watched the other ones first, so I'm like, that's nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I hold my hands up in the sense that I've seen the newer ones before, so
And
that's
could've
my
solved it,
level.
yeah.
So, but again, I give it leniency because it was was it 96?
96.
And then
96,
Yeah,
yeah.
96. It's a 90s movie. It's a hammy acting. It's Tom Cruise at his worst, in my opinion. I think he gets better progressively as the movies go on
Yeah.
as well. But it was smelly poo.
So, on my end, I couldn't agree more. I think that
How is
again,
this third?
I switched. I don't know. I switched off again in this film, like kind of like with Ghost Protocol. It didn't quite engage me very well. Like even Mission Impossible 2 engaged me, but for the wrong reasons. This one didn't hold my attention. What I will say, and I will be fair, I thoroughly enjoyed the opening of this film. The opening of this film before the credits, I really enjoyed. In terms of, I think it's a great way of setting up the film because everybody fucking dies, and I quite like that. I like the fact that his
that was
team
really good.
died, and it put him on his own. So I like that way of setting up a film in that sense because you're expecting him to have this team that they kind of go through together, and that's kind of where the film goes. But it was a bit of a subversion on that front. The other part as well that the only part of Tom Cruise's acting I did enjoy. This is a very slim pickings here. In the opening, I liked how his character was. Maybe it wasn't so much the acting as more the characterization of Ethan Hunt in this film. He, especially at the start, he is a bit more kind of like gung-ho, loosey-goosey. And I think this actually makes the last film, the most recent one that I put number 1, it kind of makes that a bit more of an explanation of who he was before. You can see he's still not quite got rid of that cocky, I used to be some kind of criminal, maybe con artist type person. And it kind of is gradually kind of going through that, and you kind of find that out in the late film. That being said, we'll not talk about Dead Reckoning again because we don't have time.
Oh, I was about
Meanwhile,
to start.
Is this movie the same?
Let's-
Is there a scene where he's getting like debriefed and he's sat there
Yeah.
like fucking like that kind
Yeah.
of same kind of energy?
Yeah.
But I was going, why is he playing Top Gun? Or it's not even Top.
Yeah.
Top Gun. Yeah, it was like a Top
Yeah,
Gun kind of. I'm like,
It's
brother,
still
do
that kind
somebody
of,
else.
he's still 80s cocky Tom
Yeah.
Cruise in this film. I
Yeah,
think that's what you're going for, yeah. So I'm going to divert attention away from me because someone is about to lose their shit on this podcast, and we all know who it's going to be. Because
I've already made the
again,
maths, mate. I'm not gonna.
because Joseph and Lara are once again aligned, and I wish I could just I can't do it if we don't have the VFX budget, but I wish I could just pass these sunglasses through the boxes to them.
There we go, Craig. I've got them.
Oh, he's
Wow,
there.
they've changed
He's
shape.
fucking
Look
brilliant.
at those.
Joseph, please tell us where you and Lara ranked Mission Impossible in your lists.
Scared.
Did we put? Was it first?
Was it-
Is that where
it-
we put it on?
Yeah,
our
it
list?
was
Was
first.
it? Yeah,
Yes.
it was first.
It
we
was
put it on our
number
list.
1.
Number 1.
Please tell us why before Andrew explodes.
It's good.
Because it's a spy film.
It's a spy film.
it's a spy film.
tense. I thought the pacing was excellent. To be fair, I didn't really get pulled out of it by Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise, because I expected Tom Cruise to be Tom Cruise.
Spy shouldn't smile.
Why not? Sorry, can they not be happy? But he's.
Sorry, you have to be incognito to live. Right, you're going on a very dangerous, like, and you think the best thing to be incognito, and you're like, fucking walking about like you're Jim Carrey hitting the mask.
If you're looking for a spy,
if
you're looking for a spy, are you going to look at the boy who's like looks like he's chewing his own face off on the?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's
no,
this guy's problem?
You're going to look away from him
let's leave him
because you're
be.
like, let's leave that man to his own devices.
Then,
it is. Oh no, on go.
So, say fun fact about this film: John Voight's character is the character who is the leader of the team in the Mission Impossible TV show. The same guy. It's obviously not the same actor, but he has the name of the guy from the show.
Okay.
And then he obviously dies. But yeah, it's a nice time.
Can I just say as well? It's the most predictable of them all. This is how forgettable it was. I had to go and fucking look at it. I literally went, "Oh, he's definitely not fucking dead."
Yeah.
So predictable.
100% predictable, but which is why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. I lost quite a few points, but it was the first one and it set the standard. And what?
This is why it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. There's literally a 10 out of 10 movie in this fucking franchise, and it's not number 1.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 2. We've been over this, Andrew.
Fucking grow up,
Joseph.
There is not a 10 out of 10 movie.
Oh, there is.
No, there's not.
There's not. There's not. But that's okay. That's okay. But it's the point is it's a spy film. The actual, because obviously I think I must have seen it when I was younger, and obviously everything's parodied it to hell and back. So you know what's coming. You know they're gonna do the scene where he drops down. But that was actually genuinely really tense when I watched it. Like, I was like, don't make a sound. We can't make a sound in the living room. We have to be really quiet because otherwise he's gonna get found out. I really enjoyed it. But I like spy movies.
Okay.
It's like two fantastic things about this film. It introduces one of the best like supporting characters in any cinematic franchise, and that is Ving Rhames as Luther.
Oh yeah, that's true.
One of the best characters in this franchise.
He's in the rest of them?
There's one he isn't.
I said he's introduced.
You don't get extra points for that. He's better than most of the other ones.
Yeah, but
except for Dedrick.
He's great in it. He's utterly great in it. And it was the last motion picture from a major studio to be released on Betamax.
Fun fact.
Lovely.
There we go. Fun fact about that film.
And it came third.
It's a quintessential Mission Impossible film. It sets the premise for the rest of the franchise.
So concerned about what's coming because I know what's left.
Here we go. Now,
how can you be worried about the?
No, there's one.
Andrew,
there's one that I.
Andrew.
Okay, go on.
So, what I will say, right? What I will say, right?
I can't do Batman. By the way, I can't do it because I care about Batman.
I like Batman a lot, actually.
Get Batman up for me, I will lose my shit. I can't do Batman.
Okay.
I'll send you I'll do a poll. I'll fuck off.
Yeah, probably good.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Right. So, what I will say, right, and here's my prediction. I think we are actually going to have quite an amicable end to this podcast.
Oh, good.
Because of this new format, I think there's a very good chance that we're going to be like, okay, all right, by the end of this. But until then,
oh no,
a group of terrorists plans to detonate 3 plutonium cores for a simultaneous nuclear attack on different cities. Ethan Hunt, along with the IMF team, sets out to stop the carnage. I am, of course, talking about what was regarded as the highest rated Mission Impossible film at 98%, and also the Withmates audience's pick as the top Mission Impossible film, and that is Mission Impossible Fallout is number 2 on our official Withmates ranked list. I am going to come to the person that Andrew's about to have a massive go at, because this person ranked Fallout number 5 on their list, and that man is our John Woo superfan, Joseph Boone. Joseph, number 5. Please tell us why.
Hey, Andrew. So the reason I put this at number 5.
See if this is because Superman's got a fucking tash or something like that. Like, I will disown you.
Multiple reasons for why I put this at number 5 on my list, and it's really because you can't reload biceps. That's not. That's
I
not
genuinely think that's where you were going with that, but
no. So for me, it was pretty much a toss up between. Like initially I had this higher on my list and 2 was lower, and then I was kind of like looking at my enjoyment of films, and this would have been higher on the list. This and 3 kind of kept switching places for me, and I think because I wrote this list at like 3 in the fucking morning after watching Dead Reckoning, maybe writing it this morning I would be different. Writing it I mean maybe different, but I think the reason it's sitting at 5 is because I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the films that are higher on the list. I do not think it is a bad film at all. I personally think the franchise should have ended with Fallout.
I agree.
But
I think it probably was possibly the intention to.
Yeah. I think it's a really nice
ending,
it's a capstone to the thing. I actually felt the film was very predictable. I was like, it was very obvious where the twist was going to be. It was very obvious who the bad guys were. The fucking Henry Cavill being the bad guy.
What? Sorry.
There was more than that, though.
Yeah, but like, it was like nobody's seen like that's coming from a mile away. And I think all the performances were great. I just don't think it was a stellar, worthy of like a top spot thing. Like Mission Impossible 6 Fallout in New Vegas, brilliant, but I don't think it's as good as the ones higher on my list personally. I don't have any like glaring issues with it, but really it would be top spot if Henry Cavill, instead of firing a machine gun out a helicopter, instead did a backflip kick and kicked Tom Cruise in the face
in slow motion.
Yeah, might I add. Yeah,
and his hair was longer.
Yeah, and I
You
think
just
everyone's
reminded me that was the worst part of that fucking film. That was so shit, man.
And it happened 4 times, motherfucker.
It was so bad.
So bad that it was
No.
So we come to, of course, Lara next, who put Fallout number 4 on her list. So slightly better than Joseph.
Yeah.
But Lara, please tell us why number 4 for Fallout.
I think it is a case of I don't have that much wrong with it. I just preferred the other ones first.
Fair.
But I don't think annoyed's the right thing, but the whole movie hinges on the fact that Ethan let them get the plutonium, right? Because he was so worried about Luther. He went to save Luther before he checked if the plutonium was still there. And I don't feel like he would have done that. Like, that feels weird. Like, I get that they're like they're like Ethan cares more about his friends than anything else. That's like his priority. But it doesn't feel like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like he could have just gone. He was like, pew pew, plutonium, then go check on Luther. It was right next to him. So so that's why I dropped it a lot of points, because I'm like, the entire plot of this film is based on something that doesn't make much sense. But other than that, it was good.
So, just clarifying, you mean in terms of plot rather than characterization, right?
No, I mean,
I'll tell you why. Oh, I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, and it's the film that you ranked first.
Yeah.
Because in the first film, he loses his entire team. This is the whole point of Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
It comes
I
from
get
that first
that.
film.
I get that.
So that's why I think it makes sense.
Surely
But he
his
didn't
character
kill-
should have developed since the first one, though, and he
What?
would realize that he can make smarter decisions and not lose his team in the process.
The point is that
Everything.
I get that he's like his team come first. Like, I totally get that as his character. But A, he was right next to the plutonium, and B, he knew
that's
he
different.
hadn't killed Luther because he knew he was wearing a bulletproof vest. So the fact that he ignored the objective and went to check on him first, it doesn't make sense with the rest of the films. Like, he wouldn't do that. And that's why it lost a lot of points for me, because that's the entire plot is hinging on that. But
Fair.
I am very happy because, of course, Julia came back. We know how much I love Julia.
Julia.
That opening scene
I love
where
Juliet
like
so
they get
much.
vaporized
Oh,
by
that
the
was
bomb.
so good.
Holy shit, man!
So
You
yeah,
didn't need
Nice.
that.
I really like that one. There's also the scene in the helicopter where Tom Cruise is freaking out and he doesn't know how to fly a helicopter. Was a good
Quite
scene,
funny.
but I felt like he was talking to himself too much, and it just felt
Yeah, I agree.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, it's just that I like the other films more. That's really it. There's not really
Fair.
much else. Yeah.
There. So this is the one that nearly got top spot for me. It's so very, very close. I just want to be contrarian for fun. But yeah, Fallout is number 2 on my list. Very, very close to being number 1. I think it is the best in terms of action. So like in terms of like if this is the kind of film that you want, and we've established the kind of film that Andrew wants, hence why he's put it where he's put it. I think this is the best in terms of action and fun in that sense. I think it's got the best fight choreography. Josef, pipe down. I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be my top choice for that in terms of the like. I love the bathroom fight. That's one of my favorite scenes. I quite like the Cavill reloading the arm thing.
Oh, I was
It's
being
great.
facetious,
It's
Craig.
fun.
I
Oh,
love
good.
it. I love it.
Good.
It's the fucking
I'm
coolest
glad,
thing in the
Joseph.
world.
It's
It's
the
literally
coolest-
the fucking coolest thing in the world.
It's not.
It's so fucking cool.
It's
No,
so
it
cool.
is. It is. It is. And you're
He
wrong.
has literal
Ben,
guns
honestly.
and reloads them.
It's so
And
good.
he improvised it. He improvised it as well, which makes it even better.
And we watched it again. I was like, we need to watch it again. Put it back.
I
down.
didn't even think
Chick-chack.
anything of it
I remember
until
that scene
Joe
too.
made me rewind it. Because I was like, yes, he's just like getting ready to fight, and he was like, he reloads his guns, and I was like, it's not. It's fine.
Boys.
I'm here to ruin the ranking.
So-
That's why I'm here.
So, we come to the man who, of course, ranked this number 1 on his list. This is Andrew's top choice. Andrew, please tell us why.
It's the best. It's the best
Full stop.
film. It's the best. It's best action. It's got the best cast. It's got the best plot. It's got the best twists. The best. That's it. It's the right. I don't have a problem with the top 2. Love them both. Fucking love them both. My issue is where people are ranking certain films above other certain films. In terms of this, right? Rebecca Ferguson, arguably one of the best things of the franchise. We get lots of her in this. We love that.
Yes.
Sean Harris, for me, the best villain in the franchise.
Okay.
We get lots of him in
Interesting.
this. What else do we add? Superman with a tash. Fucking give me it. Yes. Tom Cruise. I shouldn't believe Tom Cruise can be in a fight with Superman, but I do. It's fucking brilliant. Simon Pegg's in it. Great. We get Julia back for the people that love Julia. It's the best. The set pieces are fucking great. It's so good. The fight at the end again. You said that you guys said that this should have ended it. I honestly thought it was going to be the end of it, and I've seen it. I've seen it loads of times. But when you see that fight, and it's so like again, how many times do we need to do the edge of the seat countdown thing? This was tense, right? So we've got that bomb going off over there. We're trying to find that bomb over there, but the bomb's not actually over there. It's over there, and we're going to have to fight him while he's getting hung, and he's over there on a helicopter, but he's got to climb up that.
Agree.
It was mental. It was so, but it worked, and it was done in such a realistic, quote unquote, way where I was like, oh fuck, and the way that Henry Cavill died, it's great. It's just a great fucking film, and to me,
That's a brutal
it baffles me. Like again, I'll take second. It should be first. I'll take second. I am shocked that not only is it not number 1 on everybody's list, but I was the only person that put Fallout number 1.
So, like,
That's-
I mean, mate.
But
I mean,
no,
mate,
okay.
so close.
Don't give me your
So-
fucking this pish, right? It's not even close, right? Fallout, and again, it is close because I think what we're about to talk about is close. But the film you put number 1 is not close. Rogue Nation, Fallout is almost perfect. It's not. It's 9. It's a 9 out of 10 film. It's not a 10 out of 10 film. But the
Do you know
twists,
what
the
would
stuff
have made
with
it
the
perfect?
IMF, with fucking what's his name's Eric Baldwin, like all that stuff.
Oh, that
He
was
will
good.
forever be
That-
Eric Baldwin ever since Team America World Police. It's the funniest thing. And anyway, Alec Baldwin with the mask and the double cross and all that stuff, and then we figure out that Henry Cavill's a bad guy, but actually it's Simon Pegg. It's brilliant.
That was
It's
good.
great.
I do
It's
agree,
number
yeah,
1.
that was great.
The thing that I think would have made it a perfect film is if Henry Cavill was using his own accent. I think.
That's
I didn't
genuinely what
like
I think
him.
as well. Yeah.
I didn't.
I
like
thought his
him.
accent was good,
I would've-
though.
It wasn't that it was a bad
Oh,
accent.
no, it was-
I just
I
think
just-
it just wasn't.
Was
I
he
don't.
not British?
He was American.
No,
was
he was
American.
American.
No, he wasn't. He was British.
No, he was American.
He was American.
He was
They literally
100%
talk about him
American.
being from MI6.
No,
He was a
CIA.
no, he's not. He's CIA.
He's CIA.
Andrew.
sure?
Yeah.
Yes. Rebecca
Again,
Ferguson's
they're all-
MI6.
I was gonna say,
they all fucking merge into the one
So-
film by the end of it, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I wanted him to be
as-
British,
as
and then he
we've-
wasn't. And I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't.
It was
even
weird.
realise. Well, clearly I didn't. Was it?
yeah.
As I'm sort of like listening to all of this, I'm realizing, I think
Last minute change.
that this
It's the best.
this series is not like the Mission Impossible films are not good films to marathon.
But Fallout's really good.
I think if these had been watched more apart, I think Fallout would be higher on my list. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I did have a very good time watching that film. And I think
really good.
maybe
You put it
maybe
number 5.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, Craig. I'm literally saying I would have put it higher
I know.
on my
I
list
know, I'm
if
just
I
saying,
had
I'm
not
just-
been
yeah.
marathoning it. And I really think I felt how Tom Cruise looked at this in Dead Reckoning. Tired.
Can I just tell you? Do you want my fun fact before we talk about number one? Do you know that Tom Cruise in these last two films is older than Ian McKellen in the original Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings? How fucking mad is that? And he's doing all these
Mad.
stunts. Fucking Tom Cruise, man. What a G.
Yeah, we can't fault him for that. He is an absolute maniac. And
Did not break?
power
He
to
broke
him.
his ankle in this one as well. Jumping
Yeah,
out of a building.
so when he jumps off, when he jumps between roofs, it's actually in the opening credit thing. In the
No,
when he-
it's
yeah.
the, it's
No,
no,
it
it's
is.
the bit when
That's-
he's chasing.
It's when he's chasing Henry Cavill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
Through
jumps from
London.
roof to roof. He, he jumps from roof to roof. I'm seeing in the opening
Sorry.
credits. Yeah, so when he
Right,
jumps
sorry.
from the roof to roof, I mean, I had my finger up here for ages, guys. The roof to roof. He hits his ankle.
Where does he go, Greg?
Does
Does he go
One
roof
roof
to
to
roof?
From the roof. So you can tell we've been on the podcast for a while now. So yeah, he hits his ankle, and that's how he broke it. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. And this is why I said that things are going to get amicable to finish, right? And I'm just going to say what everyone thought. We're going to just have a wee chat about it and have a nice time, because here is where we put this film. Obviously, actually, you know what? Tell me. Read it first. Ethan and his team take on their most impossible mission yet when they have to eradicate an international rogue organisation as highly skilled as they are and committed to destroying the IMF. So, I'm of course talking about Rogue Nation, which has got our top spot. Number 1, baby, number 1 on our list. I put it third because of, we know why. The rest of you all agreed and put it second. So there we go. Isn't that lovely?
Baffling to me that you get, like, again, chuffed. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
But like, how we can all have this second, and Joseph had Fallout fifth.
I know. I'm surprised.
I'm surprised that I'm the one that did it.
To me, the reason I love this, this was my number 2 because I feel as if Fallout was just that extra step, but it's the same shit.
We got Sean Harris introduced. We got Rebecca Ferguson introduced. We still had Jeremy Renner. We obviously got Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg. I didn't rewatch this while we were doing the rewatch. I actually watched this. I think it was on like Film 4 when I was in London at the start of April. And I rewatched. I was going, you don't need to watch the rest. You can just jump in this bit. It's so well done. Set pieces with the plane, the holding the breath bit. Like I loved how they caught Sean Harris at the end. It's great. But Fallout's slightly better.
So this
yeah.
was the one that I think like surprised me the most in terms of I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed this one, how good it was. This is the one that really like was like, oh wow, this is a fantastic film. Because I think I kind of like maybe got Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation kind of conflated in my head a little bit. I couldn't really distinct the plots between the two. I think because it had been so long since I watched them, but Fallout was quite clear in my head because it was more recent, and obviously Dead Reckoning was obviously just like 2 years ago. So I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And Rebecca Ferguson, Queen, amazing, outstanding.
Brilliant.
She is a badass, an absolute
The opera
badass. Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
the
fantastic.
opera scene. The opera scene.
Except for the fact that I don't think that's how the desks work. I don't think him hitting the computer would make the bit
Yeah,
of the bridge go up.
that's not.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm not taking points off of that.
Vanessa Kirby had brown eyes. It's fine.
No, that was annoying. I love Rogue Nation. It was really good. I loved the bit where he had to hold his breath. There we go. I thought that was really good. Benji's better in it, so I'm happy about that.
Benji's great in it. I love the fact that he's so like
scene.
nonchalant about shit. He's like, yeah, you just hold your breath for 5 minutes and then blah blah blah.
Yeah, he's
and
so
then
funny.
It's the bit where he's like got a concussion, or he gets brought back to life, and he's on the bike and all that, and he's like, wait, you're going to do this? What?
I love the bit where he not Benji, but where Tom Cruise jumps over the car and just goes just
He
eats
just
shit.
fucking eats shit.
Yeah.
That's so good.
This is the one with the scene on the little barge between Ethan and Benji, and like it's the bit where I was like, oh yeah, fuck, Simon Pegg's Nicholas Angel. And it's like it's that heart to heart moment where he's like, I don't want you to fuck. I don't. Yeah, have you ever pointed your gun in
you
the air
can't stop me.
and fired it and shouted "arg"?
Yeah.
You know, it's a great. It's like the opera set piece in this is fantastic.
Yes.
The pacing excellent. The action is so well deserved. The plot felt grounded within the universe. It felt like a modern espionage film and not just bang bang shoot shoot car drive fast. It was
Says the John Woo.
yes, but that's unapologetic. It's realizing it's shit, but it's like it revels in the shittery.
But my only, I have two things I didn't like about it, which I guess is why it wasn't first. The first one was I felt like it was long. It didn't feel like it was like overstaying his welcome. But when a movie's getting that long, I'm like, did it have to be this long? You could have cut it down.
You're gonna hate this new one.
No, if I have to be in the cinema for 3 hours, I'm gonna scream. I don't.
Plus.
I'm okay, but this is a me thing.
Plus,
How long is it?
fuck off.
Is it long?
How long is
it? How long was
3 and a bit,
Oppenheimer?
I think.
Too
That
long.
was too long.
Yeah, but this is a me thing. I do not enjoy the trend of the movies getting longer and longer. If it makes sense to make your
Yeah.
movie long, yes. But so many films now, you're like, this is dragging. Dead Reckoning.
I liked it. It's 2 hours 50.
Okay.
2:50.
But
It's still long. Still very long.
the other problem that I have was in the previous film, they disbanded the IMF. And then they bring it back right at the end. And then in this film, they disband the IMF at the beginning. And then they bring it back at the end. And it's like, okay, you've done that already. You did that in the previous film. It's not just that you're reusing a trope. You did it the last time. And that was the only thing that lost its importance for me. Because it was like, find a new plot. Find another way of making him rogue. You don't need to get rid of the IMF again.
Again.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure this movie came out as well, and it was like 3 Rogue movies as well. You had Rogue Nation, Rogue One, and there was another one that was Rogue and then changed its name.
They're like, we can't all be rogue. One of us is going to have to get changed.
Yeah,
It was Mulan Rogue, wasn't it?
yeah, that was it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the, yeah.
That's the one.
So Rogue Nation claims top spot in our Mission Impossible with mates ranked list. So, couple things. Let me just read out everyone's list back to them, just so we can hear it all in full. I'll then read out Paul's list.
Oh dear.
I forgot.
How long do we have?
And we'll see what happened there. So let's go. We'll go in order. So let's go for Joseph. Joseph, it was Dead Reckoning, Ghost Protocol, Fallout, Mission Impossible 3, Mission Impossible 2, fucking hell, Rogue Nation, and Mission Impossible #1 for him. Lara was Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible 2, Ghost Protocol, Fallout, Mission Impossible 3, Rogue Nation, and Mission Impossible 1. Andrew, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible 3, Ghost Protocol, Dead Reckoning, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. And finally, myself, Mission Impossible 2, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible 3, Rogue Nation, Fallout, and Dead Reckoning, baby. So,
Sorry, your favourite film is called Dead Reckoning Part 1, and they had to change the title of number 2, so I am so sure I'm winning this fucking vote.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll put them out in a couple of weeks. We'll put them out and see what people thought of our list. Now, Do you want me to read out our Withmates rank list first, or do you want me to read out Paul's first?
Do Paul's
give us
quickly
ours.
and then... No, do Paul's quickly
Do Paul's
and then give ours
first. Yeah,
just
I
to
think
finish
Paul's
the pod.
first. Yeah, that'll be.
So this is why Paul's list was not included. Mainly for what he says about each film. So, hey, you're going to have more in common with Paul than you think, Lara and Joseph. So, number 7, Dead Reckoning. More like Dead on Arrival.
Thank you, Paul.
Mission
Yes.
Impossible 3. Mission Impossible 3. Third time was not the charm. Mission Impossible. Sometimes the original is not the best. Rogue Nation. Loses points for no Darth Vader hall scene. There you go, Andrew. You were right. Rogue films all in the same year. Paul said the same.
What?
This is why he wasn't in the podcast.
What?
Number three. Fallout. Good but confusing. Wasn't anything like the games. Number 2. You can see why I haven't done this. Ghost Protocol. Would let this film ghost
Son of a
me.
Scooby-Doo.
And of course, as we all knew he was going to, number 1 for Paul is apparently, don't believe him, Mission Impossible 2. And he says, the standard for which all Mission Impossible films should be set, why they were all not like this is beyond me.
Oh.
So Joseph, does that put your opinion into perspective a little bit? The fact that Paulie Smack
agree with
fucking gives it
Paul?
number 1 spot? That you
yes,
agree with
it
Paul?
does. So
go
Craig,
back to
it
the
does
beginning.
put my
You start.
opinion into perspective because, quite frankly, I recognise that Mission Impossible 2 is a poor Mission Impossible film, but it's a great John Woo film.
I preferred Face Off. Right, so, our, which this film was. So, let's go for our list finally. Number 7, Mission Impossible 2. Number 6, Ghost Protocol. Number 5, Dead Reckoning. Number 4, Mission Impossible 3. Number 3, Mission Impossible. Number 2, Fallout. And number 1, I think we can all agree, that's a pretty good number 1 spot, is Rogue Nation. So,
I agree with that.
can I just ask a quick question before we go? A quick question before we go. Where do we think the last film's going to end up in that list? If we were to put that
Bottom.
last film in that list now, where do we think? I think it's going to go bottom.
I think.
Not bottom, sorry, not bottom. I think it'll go 7th. The new 7th.
It'll be bottom of the new ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Fair.
where will it go on the combined list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
if
think
I
it's
go
gonna
by
go-
elimination, it's going to be better than fucking 1. So 4th, 3rd,
It's gonna be better than one.
it's going to be better than
We're
1.
not starting this again.
Haley Atwell's in it.
We don't have
If
time.
they
don't have time.
kill Tom Cruise in it, it's
Number
going
one,
to the top.
straight.
Straight to the top.
And I
If
still
Ethan
think they
Hunt
might.
dies.
I think they're going to kill
Ethan
him.
I
Hunt
still think they might.
dies, straight to the top. However, if it sets up another fucking 10 years of Mission Impossible, straight to the fucking
Oh my
bottom.
god, yeah! If they end it with like a slow zoom on Grace, and they're like, "She's the new Tom Cruise," I'm gonna scream in
So,
the cinema.
listeners, watchers, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us in the comments, let us know on social media, at us, whatever you want to do. Let us know your list. What do you think is the best Mission Impossible film? Rank it from 7 to 1 as well. Play along at home. And also, let us know what you thought of our individual lists as well, and what we eventually got for our With Mates ranked. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time, where, of course, it'll be back to Andrew hosting again for a catch-up for Last of Us. We've got all this stuff going on. We've got an Andor season review coming. I'm very excited to talk about that. I think it's more contention on that podcast too. Polly Smackley back from his Holly Bops, and we're going to have a wonderful time. Joseph, where can all the people find you and all that you do?
The lovely people can find me in the slow motion, spinning, dove-filled action island that is my Instagram and Twitter pages at Joseph Boone. That's Joseph with an F on both of those platforms. Yeah. Tell me why John Woo's Mission Impossible is the best. Come join me.
Okay, Paul certainly will. Lara, where can they find you?
You can find me descending into the IMF vault very slowly at Purple Coffins on everything, including mostly.
Lovely. Andrew?
As of Saturday, you can find me in Turkey playing fucking golf. Can't wait. If you want to follow me, I'm at Andalf the Grey on all social media platforms. But as I say, I don't want your fucking follow. Don't follow me. I don't want you. Follow the podcast at With Me's Pod and With Me's Podcast on all social media platforms.
Do it.
And you can follow me. It's at Craig Andrew Mooney. But,
One more thing as well, just a comment. Comment on this video what else you want us to rank. What
Yes.
franchise,
Lovely.
what movies,
Yes.
what TV shows. Get those in the bottom and we will pick our favourite ones. Batman will be coming, but I'm going to have to take a couple of calm tablets because, yeah, I don't feel as if it's going to go well.
fantastic. Yes, please do that. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Laters on the men, Jay.